So thank you. Yes, my name is Gina, and I'm going to two talks. Mainly the second one is done by my boss, and in the first one, I want to describe our path becoming this real agency. So this talk is going about the path, and the second one is going to be what RE.A.L exactly is. So I will tell you something about which way we went, what we did, how to do the transition of our company, and RE.A.L actually was the outcome, and you can hear more about that tomorrow. I think it's 2:15, what RE.A.L actually is. So, I will talk about the problem we had in our company. I will talk about the idea. Then we did analysis before we started. So I will talk about analysis, and then we came up with a plan. I will tell you about the plan. Then we got it going. Talk about the kickoff. Then actually what was happening after the kickoff, and how we validate this, how we validated this, and how we still validate this. And then I will talk about the outcome, which I already told you. This is RE.A.L, and so the outcome part is not that big, because that's a whole other talk, and you can listen to it tomorrow. Then I will give you a short outlook. So, well, we had a problem, and it was around about the situation in July, August 2014, when we had the situation which you might know from your company. We had departments. Like, we had not had this team structure, so we had more like the project managers, the front end, the back end, the design, graphic things. So, but what we had really cool projects, and we had way good customers. But, and 20% from of our customers paid by hour, so we just invoiced the hours only for 20%, but we did not enhance the situation. So we even had that cool project, and we had the cool customers, we were paid by hour, but we did not increase the profit. So we asked ourselves, or my boss asked himself, what is the problem exactly? So when we just thought at a short glimpse at it, we did too much negotiation with the customer in the beginning. What do we exactly get? And then he just wanted to boil it down to a lot of points, and to put on every point like a number, and you know, this negotiation of in or out, more or less, or whatsoever. And we did it all this time, like back forth, took us ages. And what we also had, you know, this, that we delivered someday, and the customer got it, and yeah, we want to change something. Oops, change, okay, then we go back. It takes really long time, because the responsiveness to change was too slow. Especially when we reached the end of the project. Every change at the end of the project was really like taking a lot of time. Then we also had a problem about the reliability of commitments. So we had to give like deadlines, price, and scope. An exact deadline, an exact price, an exact scope in the beginning, and we recognized we do not manage to hit it. We're expanding the scope, we're expanding the money, we do not hit the deadline. I think everybody knows that, you almost never manage to hit these points. So, what we also got is that when we got in contact, especially also at the end with the customer, we call this sometimes feature injections. At the end, they just put it in some features. And, change again, please. Okay. So it was like move towards like a negative connection to the customer, because he put some additional work at the end, and we're going to expand all deadline, price, whatsoever. So a negative customer and connection. And so, like Upper mentioned, we had the cool projects, the cool customers, but no increase of profit. So the idea was just to move this 20% paid by hours to maybe 100%. And so what was clear when we did think about it, we wanted to reduce the waste. So we want to remove unnecessary communication, the estimation stuff, these all-over concepts in the beginning. No more all-over concepts in the beginning anymore. And this was the second thing, remove waste. So then, make the customer happy. The moment they are happy, the communication is much more easy. So we more like do customer collaboration over any negotiation. This is what we made, what the idea. Collaborate, not negotiate. So district over any. This is the idea. Ensure how make them happy, no negotiation, and deliver fast and good quality, and also teamwork. So second thing is make them happy. And third, it's more like more contribution within the company with the project. So passion for the project. The people who taking care for the project, they are totally into, I want to do it, I want to get it done. So this was a little bit weird because we had these departments and the project moved from department to department. So nobody cared about the whole project because it was handed over. So what we did then, we did an analysis, and I have a good friend since whatever 10 years. His name is Sascha Stotz, and I knew that he is into agile management since years, and I simply asked him to join in, just for an idea. So we had some telephone conferences and chatted about, and I asked to my boss what he thinks about, and I said, well, this guy is actually not here at the moment, the other guy, important people are not here, so maybe I should wait until they come back. They had some leading positions, and my boss said, you can get going now? Okay, go now. Invite this guy, come over, explain to us. So after some telcos with Sascha, he came over and we talked to Sven lots of times. And so he visited us in September, October 2015. And just to get an idea if we are the right company, if we have the right basis for switching to an agile company, we did a questionnaire which is called Core Culture Questionnaire. And there you ask everybody in your company and you just fill out the form, and then you get a chart, and then you see it's easier for this kind of companies, for that kind. And the outcome said, well, your company has quite good basis for changing to agile one. This was important for my boss to know if the basis is the right one. And when we knew that, Sascha came over 2 days, just talking to everybody in the company. So nobody from the management joined in. He had special time with a group of 5, 6, 7 people, and he just gathered all information with everybody. Everybody could simply say everything they wanted to say. So Sascha did not tell us what he was told, so it was for him, and he did a report. So this was the analysis, and then we sat together and we made a plan. Just to have an idea if this could work. So we had, this is our structure which we came up together, like Sascha and my boss and people. So we thought about 3 teams. And in these teams we put everybody, like in the team are the project managers, in this team are the graphic guys, front and back end, whatever, everything is in one team. So what we here try to do is just have a look at all people we have in the company, and could we make this? Do we have enough front end guys to put them in back end guys, or is there any bottlenecks? So it was just an idea. We were not talking about names or whatsoever. We were just talking about, is it possible in general? So, and then we decided to have 2 people per team. one called the team project manager, one called the team coach. We call it here team kappa and team coach. And the team kappa is the person who takes care for the business value. Because we have a lot of customers, so it is not one team for one customer. So we have several customers in each team. So maybe one customer is more important than the other customer whatsoever. And how can the team decide on that? So this is done by this guy. It's a team project manager, and he does the prioritization. So even if the team thinks this would be more important than that, we just prioritize. It's like the product owner in Scrum. In addition, we have the team coach, and these are roles. So these people are voted by the team. We do not say this guy is more, and it's not that you have a. It's not that you have. It's a role. It's not like to get this name on your card, on your business card, and you stick to this name. They are voted, and maybe they're in half a year they're voted somebody else. So when this team coach, he takes care for the process, and then everybody feels good. So about maybe the problems in the team. Maybe if you have to support one person a little bit more because maybe you have not enough know-how in your team, something's lacking. So this person is just taking care that the process and the team is working well. So maybe this guy says, oh, I have your developer and he needs a little bit more of this and that. And then maybe the team project manager says, well, but you need time for that. This time can't get paid. At the moment, we do not have enough money, so it can't be done this week. Can't be done next week, so we do it in a year. And then maybe this team coach says, well, that's a nice idea, but in one year, we will have lost this developer because he will leave the company. So sometimes they have kind of negotiate because one is taking care for the person, the other one is taking care for business. So we made like 3 companies within the company, and they decide autonomously. So no more job for my boss. We remove all management, maybe, kind of. But there's also a problem. Maybe this team has too much work, and this team maybe not enough work. Maybe all 3 teams have too much work. So we have this other structure, the orange one, like outsourcing, or we can shift tasks from one team to another team. And we have the all-over business value at the top. So this is my boss, and we have 2 Swans. So these 2 Swans, they can simply overrule if needed for the company. So normally they do not, because it's working, but if for whatever reason we have this one really important customer, they could easily say, now everybody switches to this. They could say, they don't, but this is the all-over business value. So, and maybe you ask what we do with the really special things, which, for example, solar or the vagrant boxes or whatever things you do not, well, vagrant box is a bad idea, but really specialized tasks which you normally do not need as a whole job in a team. Like, yeah, search engine optimization. You don't need a whole person in each team for this. So how to do this? For this we have these orange, no, I think they're here. They're kind of special forces. So and these are people who are just, you can hire them. So this team says, oh, I need this special task, and then they help out. So this is the structure we came out, which would fix our problems. We did not talk about names at all. It was just about structure. And so we thought, okay, this could work. Could. So, but since you can't put it top down, you have to convince the people. So, what we did then, we sat together and we just said, this is our idea. Do you like it or not? do you think it should work or not? You told Sasha already what you think the problems are. Now if you have a look at your problems, you read Sasha's report. We gave Sasha's report to everybody in the company, so everybody knew the outcome of this report. And they found their own things in this report. Sure, true, this is what I said, blah, blah, blah. So everybody was like, yeah, this report is okay because it's in there what I said. So then you report, and we showed them the plan. And obviously they said, yeah, should work because I'm taken care of in the team. There is somebody who takes care for me. But even if our team tries to fix the problems on their own, we do not have to be frightened because there will somebody who just takes care to have the really look over it. So in case there is any big problems, they will know. So we are safe for our decisions because there's somebody taking care of it. So they thought the plan was fine. And then we said, okay, now let's build the teams. Here's a big group. Here are the people. Here are the customers. We had a big list of customers. We had people. The only thing we said, build 3 teams. And now go on. Well, it took a while for them because they had to build kind of several teams and all skills in all teams. But after we agreed on how, they agreed on who. And yeah, they made it within 1 day. And then we started. We made this in January to kick off, and then we started our transition from a hierarchical company to an agile one, and not only the agile team or agile software development, we moved to an agile company. So this is something else. So what did we do? We trained our people, sure. We had the roles, we trained the roles, we had the team coach training, we had the team project manager training, we had training for the management so that they know what will go on and that it's kind of more like revolution than evolution because we changed everything. Then we had trained the agile change management, like me and Björn, to people taking care. And we trained everybody about agile in Kanban, the whole company. So everybody got around about 2 trainings. And then they started. So, and it's a little bit bumpy if you change the whole company, sure, because you change something and then everything, a lot of things are affected. So, and you find out just by the time. So you just change it and then you have to observe it and then there are some things happening and then you have to address them. So what problems might come up? Yeah, there are people I would call non-team player. There might be people which you can't incorporate in a team. And you don't have to throw them out. It's not really not possible because they start to feel uncomfortable and they realize that they can't manage to incorporate itself in the team. And also the team does not work well and they recognize that the team is not working well. But there are these people. Not often, but there are. So this is one of the problems. Mainly they decide one day to switch to another company. This is sad, but this happens. So what we definitely will have a lot of time is fear of loss. Do I lose a position? I had a position, senior, blah, 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 and now I'm part of the team. Now everybody is equal? Do I lose my team leader, senior thingy position? This is fear of loss. And they have to get used to it. They have to feel the feeling that the team is even with more strength than the sum of all is even more. So losing position doesn't mean anything. Another problem is leaderless. It's like the people did not care. They take care now for business decisions, and now they have. Oops. What happens if I do a wrong decision now? Do I fuck up the company? Where is my leader? I want to have somebody who tells me what to do. Please tell me what to do. Well, I can't decide on my own. So, yeah, the people have to learn. You don't have to overstrain them. They just learn by the steps. So it's kind of leaderless. But for the non-team players, as well as the what do I do with my freedom, as well as fear of loss, we have the team coaches. We have the role of the team coach. He's voted by the team, and he takes care that these things are addressed. He got the coaching, so and if he has problems, he comes to me or to Björn, and if we have problems, we go to Sasha. So we simply ask, and it's addressed by the team coach. So what we also had as a problem is, oh my God, we've been a whole company for years, a really big company. What you do, you split us up in 3 teams. We do not interact anymore. What you do, you build 3 nations and a fence between it. You split us up, and I don't like that. Well, in fact, this is what you do a little bit. So you have to implement, I call it communication tubes. So what we have is we call it community of practice. So I would call him JavaScript Ninja from Team 1 meets with a JavaScript Ninja from Team 2 and another JavaScript Ninja from Team 3 from time to time. They sit together and they communicate and they do some weird cool stuff nobody knows. So they still interact. So we don't split them up. They have the community of practice, they can build it up and they can meet. So, next problems we had was too many changes in one time. Maybe we had some kind of over-engineering, and this would produce some waste. Maybe we have some kind of over-communication. This would produce some waste. For this reason, we set up a group of people taking care for the transition of the company. This is the transition meeting. So, this is our board we have for transition meeting. And this meeting is open. We just simply try to, this here are the backlogs. So we have 3 swimming lines, and these are processes, these are the know-how transfer, and these are techniques. And we try just to visualize what's going on in the company. And yeah, and if something comes up, it's just put in here and maybe someday somebody takes care. So this is just a way to keep an eye on what is going on, to invite your boss to this meeting so that he knows what's going on. And there's also tasks to do for my boss. So he has to attend the meeting and he needs things to be done. And if he does not do that, you can say, hey Sven, but we have this here. You're stuck here since 3 weeks, that's not good. So we just try to visualize that. Everybody can join in, everybody can ask questions, an open meeting. We have several hour slots. We have 15 minutes for it. And it's half an hour, and it's cut into several slots. So, this is how we try to keep an eye on. So what we definitely do, we try to do it safe to fail. So every change we implement, we try to do in an experiment. So what we try to do, we describe it, we search somebody who takes care, we define in advance how long it will go, we define upfront what will be the follow-up, and we define in advance why we do it and what is the target, and we define when does it is a win and when is it a fail. So we write it down here. So this is the part we define in the beginning, and when the experiment is over, we have the results, the decisions, and the learnings. So we try to do this experiment as small as possible. So we just try things out. Like, for example, the one guy says, we have to use Vagrant, and the other guy says, we have to use Docker. Okay, nice guys. Then we define an experiment for the next 1 week, 2 weeks. This guy is trying out Docker. And Docker is a win if it runs on all platforms. And it's a fail if one platform is falling out. So we define the 3 platforms, and now we can give it a try. In this case, it failed because Docker doesn't work. So then you can try our Vagrant. So, and we ask one guy to use it for one Vagrant box, and if we have a winning in this experiment, we just make the next experiment a little bit bigger, or we test another thing. And at the moment, we just test a lot of things, and it looks like it's good. We implement it in one team, and if one team is also an experiment, and if one team is working good, we just extend it to the other teams. So if something breaks, it breaks only a very small thing, and what we lose is not much. We do not lose anything, because what we gain is that we know that it does not work. So in any case, we win something. There's nothing lost. So we do try to do the transition in safe to fail experiments, small ones, and it seemed to work. So we validate. We have retrospectives, but not in a way Scrum teams do. We have retrospectives like Kanban does it, like Kaizen retrospectives. The team just tries to improve their Kanban boards, their processes. They try to remove the waste, be more efficient. So they sit together. Depends on, some teams just collect some tasks, and if there are enough tasks, there will be a retrospective. Sometimes the retrospective is, if a lot of things are going on once a week, if it's calming down a little bit every 3rd week. So it's also very agile, how often you have these retrospectives, also depending on the status of the team. If the team is good performing, then we do not need a lot of retrospectives. But anyway, they do. I would say they do it, yeah, if I have a big, I would say, every 2nd week, something like that. So, but what we also do for validation is we have a company retrospective. We do this normally twice a year. Once a year we do it for 2 days, and once a year we do it for 1 day. And there we just talk about where we want to go, what we like, what we dislike, about our vision, and we do some nice team building stuff like workshops. This year we will have 3 of these company retreats or company retrospectives, because a lot of things are going on. So the outcome was R.E.A.L, which you can hear something about tomorrow, and is about, maybe you already know the word no estimates, which is going on Twitter, like you have no estimation at all. So what we do is like raw estimates, which means we just give you a number which you can just go out within some minutes. So, and we combined this raw estimation with agile and lean. So we have raw estimates, agile and lean, which is put together to R.E.A.L. And in short, it means raw estimates means no offers, no contracts, and agile means responding to change over following a plan. That's part of the Agile Manifesto. So responding to change over following a plan, it's like the rolling wave planning. And lean, it's like working software over comprehensive documentation. like we want just to reduce the waste as good as possible. So mainly is we put together lean, agile, Kaizen ideas with no estimation, as good as possible, or raw estimation. And so we came up with an idea how to sell it to the customer. It's not that easy to sell it to a customer. No offer, no contract. You have to sell it to your customer. And also, if you manage to sell it, no offer, no contract, we simply start. Okay, sounds a little bit weird, but you can do this. I can tell you tomorrow how you do this. Then you start, but anyway, you have to hit the target. At the end, the customer has to be happy. It's also about how to control this, because it needs to be controlled. Afterwards, the customer needs to get what he wanted to have. So first, it's about how to sell, and second, it's about how to control it. And we found a really cool way to do this. So nowadays, I would say my boss manages to sell our projects. Almost every project is sold like, well, you get kind of this thingy for kind of this money in kind of this time. And then we start, and then we end up with a happy customer, and he exactly gets what he wants for exact the money which he wanted to pay, and hopefully exactly the time he wanted to have it. So, outlook. Yeah, we still inspect and adapt. It's an ongoing process. We really try to keep it simple. So all the time we detect some waste and then we try to remove it. We increment to adapt and we iterate to improve. So we do iterative processes, like I told you, in company as well as in teams. We stick to the Agile Manifesto of software development, sure, and we still will. And what we definitely have to do, we have to work on our environment. We have to work on still on TDD. There are some agile methods which are not implemented very high level at the moment in the company. So this is what we actually next time will, or next years or whatever, can't tell you for how long, but this is what we're going to do to enhance the development structure. And the very next step will be the third Zeitgeist retreat this year in December. This is our company retrospective. And there we plan to do a bar camp. Bar camp type, open space with the company. So we're around about 40 people. So will be one day, and they just will collaborate. Tell each other what they're driven by, any ideas whatsoever, and then we will also have like world coffee or something like that. I do not know yet what we actually will do, but this is an outlook for our company. So, thank you. Do you have any questions on this? I hope so. Any questions? Yes.
Thank you for that, Gina. You mentioned that your teams have a coach and a manager. The manager takes care of the business side, the coach takes care of the people and performance side. All right. Now, let's say something like marketing, training. Does each team do their own business development and their own marketing, or is there an overarching function?
Yeah, there is an overarching function. These are, maybe I do not know how to switch here. Maybe I can switch back here. These are kind of the yellow thingies here, the orange thingies here. So Björn and me, we are taking care for that the team coaches, for example, and the team project managers meet from time to time. So we have not only the team retrospective, we also have the team coach retrospective and the team project manager retrospective, and somebody else, like a moderation person, attends just to help them take care for all the other stuff, so they can simply take their time and just focus on their work, and we take care for the rest. And there they just discuss that we need, for example, could be possible a lot of know-how regarding NEOS, for example, in one team, and this team gets a NEOS project, but we do not have any NEOS know-how in this team. So when they sit together, they just talk how to transfer the NEOS know-how to the other team. Or maybe they talk about that they would need some more know-how regarding this or that, and we don't have in the company. And so they just discuss if we invite somebody from outside to do a workshop or a coaching or whatsoever, and then they discuss it. And they find a solution, and if they don't, we just escalate it. So they find the idea, for example, we need a coaching regarding this or that, because we have the problem in this team and in this team, so we seem to have a problem like in 4 or 5 situations, and we want to have a coaching, and then...
Sure, I'm sorry, but I was thinking like, if you're having 3 companies within one company,
Yeah.
the company needs to do sales and marketing.
Oh!
So...
Oh, you mean who is taking in
who's bringing in the business, and how do you go to the market and find out what the market needs? Do the managers do that? Or do
this guy is bringing in the business, the 2 guys, the business value. This is the 2 Svens, I call them.
Okay.
This is my boss, and he's called Sven, and I have another Sven. And these guys are going out and selling the stuff.
Okay.
But only this first connection. They don't sell the plan or anything. They just get the connection, and they get the customer convinced. And then there is this first meeting where you kind of define what the person really wants. This is we call it kickoff. And there we already decided to which team it goes. And then the team joins in.
But no SMS and no contract.
No SMS, no contract. You go there like a sponge.
Yeah.
And you suck in all the information from the customer, you give him like, you have common sense. You do this.
I hear this all the time. There's common sense, but
you have common. I work in this job for over 10 years, and if you show me a website and you say, Gina, look, have a look at this website. If I do a relaunch and I want to add this and this, you have now 5 minutes. Tell me how much, and tell me how long, and I can do this, and you can do this as well. We know this when we work since 10 years. We can put a rough number on it, and you know that you can. And if you can convince your customer that this is sufficient, and the rest can be defined step by step, as long as you take care by the controlling that it will come out. So these guys up here convince the customer, and the rest, and then they have the customer, and then they decide which team has time. Where are the capacities?
Who decides that? Who decides
the teams.
Resource allocation?
The teams. He will consult the team project manager, and will find out.
Okay.
And if, for example, if all the teams have too much work, he can down prioritize some customers. He could easily say, okay, my boss could say, okay, look, there are 3 customers who really not producing much load, and we can prioritize them down, and so we can put this in that team. So they will decide it together. The information will be in place, put in place by the team project managers, and they really know, because they're working in a team every day. They have all information in place.
So does it mean at the same time one team may have some different projects?
Yeah. you can't see it actually, but this is the list of customers they have. So yeah, quite a lot. But not every customer is producing a lot of work. So mainly they have a contract over this amount of hours per month. And so if you have so many customers, then yeah, they don't produce much traffic. If you only have like 5, they are the ones who produce more traffic.
Is it considered as a waste when the team switching between projects?
Yeah, this is the daily work. They do it on a Kanban style. So they mainly have swim lines and they do prioritization with the customer, but it's only within one project prioritization. So the customer tells this is first, this second, this third. They do it for each customer. And then you have the team project manager. And so we have, for example, 3 customers. Each customer has a prioritization of 3 things whatsoever. And then you have to prioritize the customer against us, have to prioritize, and this is done by the team project manager because he has all the numbers in place and he knows which is the more important. Maybe he also knows this money-wise it's not more important. Maybe we need to deliver something to this customer because he's unhappy at the moment. So he decides on prioritization, and then you have the product, and then it just goes through. You take the ticket and you go through. So mainly we try that. Yeah, that is still in progress, but we try that we have a kind of common structure in each project. So that you know what's going on in a project. When you know one, you know the others. But this is a standardization. It's a complicated thing. You know. So sometimes you get to know the project, and then you work together with the main developer, pair programming wise, on this project, and then you get to know it a little bit more. And next time you can do it on your own. So at the moment we're working a lot with pair programming. So, anything else?
Who are the committee of Agile rollout transition, and then what are their position in the company, and is there any difficulty to roll out the Agile mindset and also simplify the process, especially to the project manager that more passionate to the workflow?
It's interesting, and we had problems, sure, in rolling out the Agile, sure, in different situations with different people. So at the beginning, the whole company was totally like, yeah, we want to do that, and then we started, and then they were getting rough. And then they really had problems, and then they were a little bit pissed, lots of people. So they didn't want to be pissed in their team, so, oh, Gina, okay. Gina, that's you. They were pissed at me, sure. But after some time, they got it going. So you just simply keep up the spirit and work on it and try just to work together. And afterwards, there are problems on... so you get problems everywhere all the time, and you just simply have to take care and to talk about it. That's it. We talk about it. And with the Jira, we have one person who we recently switching at the moment to Jira. We use RE.A.L ticket system. So this is actually what we're doing now, switching to Jira. So this is still in a safe to fail experiment status. So I can't tell you a lot about, but it. Still, all the experiments were successful regarding Jira. So this is what I can tell you about that. At the moment, we had a little bit problems to incorporate these people, because this was a little bit the problem that these people are not within a team, so not within the Agile process. So they didn't have to do the reviews and all the stuff. So they were a little bit like decoupled, and we recognized that. And at the moment, we try to find the solution how to incorporate them into the agile process of the company. But we will manage that. Yeah.
So obviously maintenance and projects have very different time frames. Maintenance needs to be fixed really quickly. Projects have 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, maybe even 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
Your team, is it broken down into Scrum and Kanban, or you just focus
Kanban for all.
Kanban for everything?
Kanban for everything we do. And we have relaunches and maintenance in every team, although we have one team which do more relaunches than other teams. And this is also the team who went agile the fastest. But this was also the people who did relaunches all the time. So it seemed to be obvious they did the relaunches up to then, so they gathered into one team, and so the relaunches went in one team, and because they did relaunches, they went. It was easier for them to adapt to the structure. But now all teams are good. The one took a little bit more time. I think. Last question, John.
Do you have a separate QA or is QA within each team?
A QA within our boards, or
Yep, so you have 3 sort of companies,
yeah.
and then is QA separate from that, or is QA within each team?
QA is within, because QA, I think QA has to be addressed within the process, and what I observe is that there are developers which do not like to do QA. So they develop their stuff until it goes into QA, and then it's not my problem anymore. So, and if you put this in the board, in the process, you definitely see, and when you enter the room, there are lots of tickets in the QA. And one rule, if there are a lot of tickets in one spot, you reach the VIP list, it's clear everybody has to take care for that one, because there's the VIP limit, we can't put anything in because we have the VIP limit here. Nothing can go in, it's stuck. So you can't work because it's not allowed to put anything in there. And then everybody has to look, and then everybody has to jump on this column and to fix it. And they do not like it because really you can observe they have this stuck QA, and they backlog. There is an interesting task. I want to take that one, but I can't. So QA is in the board of each team. So, time's up. So thank you very much.